are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jeremy, and we're going to be playing a one-shot of Cthulhu Dark. So, more about characters later.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Ellie.
My name is Aaron.
And I am Jordan, and I am the director for this game. If you have not heard of Cthulhu Dark, it's a pretty interesting game. It started life as just like an off-the-cuff rule set for a one-shot that the author Graham Walmsley ran. And he liked it so much that he wrote the rules down, and he put it together as a bit of a pamphlet. Released the pamphlet online for free. Liked it so much that he turned it into a rule set for a book he called Stealing Cthulhu, and had so much fun with that book that he actually took the rule set, turned it into a Kickstarter, and released it as a 200-page book. Yeah. If you're familiar with Graham Walmsley, he wrote the improv advice book, Play Unsafe, which I highly recommend. I typically team that up with John Wick's The Dirty DM, and that's where I get a lot of my advice. So Graham Walmsley has actually been really influential on my playing style. Not necessarily my GMing style, but my playing style. Yeah, so what's better than taking Cthulhu, existential horror, and boiling it down to a really simple 1 or 2 page rule set? And you can play it literally with just 3 dice and a character name and an occupation, and you can just hit the ground running. So we're going to do that. But I figured I would go ahead and break out my famous list of questions to help you kind of determine your characters. So who wants to go first?
Just go around.
Go around the table? Okay, fine. Aaron is the willing victim.
That's the sound of the bus.
Yep, that's the sound of the bus.
Hey, you chose your seat.
I did.
Rule: never sit left to Jordan. Okay, Aaron.
Yes.
Give me a number between 1 and 71.
It seems random, but there's 71 questions. We figured that out.
33.
33. The best thing I ever purchased was...
My new boots.
Okay, your new boots. Jeremy.
27.
My philosophy on life is...
Philosophy on...
And you're answering as your character, not as your person.
Yeah.
Your individual. Yeah, you picked a big, deep number.
Yeah.
It's usually one that I end up choosing.
Yeah. I know what I want to do, but I just can't kind of...
Condense it.
Yeah. Only surround yourself with people that are useful for your goals.
I don't know if I could answer that question for myself.
I couldn't,
let alone an actual...
Jeff, what's your number?
3.
Are you sure you want to do that?
4.
3 it is. They're both awful questions.
Oh, no.
What makes me angry is...
Oh, that's easy. I wish I had that question.
What makes me angry? There's a long list. When students don't turn in their report on time.
Okay.
I'm triggered.
Yeah, you got 2 teachers sitting at the table where you just triggered some people.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie.
Oh, no. 28.
I believe my role in life is to...
Eat.
There you go.
It's pretty awesome.
That's...
You're gonna play bear?
Aaron.
52.
Ooh. The bravest thing I've ever done is...
So, I've actually single-handedly saved 13 children from a burning building. One by one, I ran into the building over and over again. Now, one by one is an exaggeration, but...
You grabbed a few at it.
I am prone to that. I saved all 13.
13 is an exaggeration, too. The kid was
I'm
13.
not...
Save 13 one-year-olds all at once.
So the answer to that is I saved 13 children.
With quotation marks. For those who are listening. Jeremy.
37.
Oh. The closest I ever came to murder was when...
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
When a kid didn't turn in the report.
Closest I came to murder was in a hostage situation. I had to choose whether to save a hostage or my partner.
Interesting.
Not giving all the information there.
Yeah, I like it. I like that a lot.
Jeff.
10.
You're going for the low numbers today.
I am.
I feel trapped when...
Oh gosh, I hate that question.
I feel trapped when I'm not listened to.
Oh, well, you're going to feel trapped a lot today. Ellie.
1.
Number 1? Okay.
Johnny asked that one last time.
One thing you still need to know about me is...
Yeah.
My metabolism never stops.
Again, bear.
I'm a picky eater.
Well, that's not bear.
No, that's not there.
I have a feeling that your character's occupation is going to be like chef.
Close.
Aaron.
20.
What I have come to understand is...
What I have come to understand is nobody actually buys my bullcrap.
Oh. So you're a charlatan, and you're coming to terms with it.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
57.
Oh. That's bleak. The last time I remember laughing hard was when...
We're laughing hard.
My daddy took me to the circus.
Oh gosh. No, that far back.
I mean, I don't know. How far back do you want to go?
That could have been yesterday.
Right, like how old
Well,
are you?
yeah. Well,
It's a good
considering from the
Oh, your other questions.
my other question, I'd have to be
A little
a
older.
little older. Yeah.
Your dad still could have taken you to the circus yesterday.
That is true.
You don't have to be a little kid for your dad to take you to the circus.
You don't have to be an orphan.
With Jordan, yes, you do.
Even if you think that your parents are dead, they're really not. And they're going to factor in heavily.
I kept both of my parents throughout all of Terra Proximus.
Because they weren't on the planet.
True.
Well, no, not true. Because the rest of my family was in space, and Jordan
he's
decided he was
still-
going to pick them off one by one.
So what
What was the question again? Okay, laughing.
Laugh hard.
Laughed hard.
My partner got so drunk that he was using pickup lines on the mechanical bull.
Oh, we laughed really hard at that
And we can all see it.
too. Moo.
Why don't you move closer?
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Number. Or do you want me to pick one?
No.
Oh, God. That sounds terrifying.
I'm gonna go with 32.
32. I feel free when...
Did you get I feel trapped when?
Yes.
Have it be the same answer.
I feel free when I'm mistaken for a mechanical bull.
I feel free when I know the history.
Ellie.
50.
My worst defeat was when...
My greatest defeat. When my father said he wasn't proud of me and didn't leave his restaurant to me.
Ow.
Ouch.
That hurts.
That's a burn. It's a little runny on the inside, but it's crispy on the outside. All right. We're going to do one last round. Because I think everybody has a pretty good idea of where they're going. So one more trip around the table, and then the victims should be ready. Aaron, what's your number?
I don't know at this point. What numbers have been?
That's our list.
47.
Well, that's a common one. This one gets asked a lot. My last thought before I fall asleep is,
Pineapples!
Cheeseburgers.
My last thought before falling asleep most nights is, can I revise the question?
Yes, you can.
I should have turned off the halogen tube lamp in the front of my shop. I always kind of seem to forget that.
7.
My perfect day would be going to the circus with my
Reliving that drunken evening.
My perfect day would be actually getting a day off and spending it grilling with my friends.
All right, Jeff.
I'm going to go with 13.
Lucky number 13. My greatest accomplishment has been...
Writing my own history novel.
Okay.
Historical fiction.
Something along the lines of like Bernard Cornwell, Wilbur Smith,
Yeah.
Ellie.
21.
I fear that when people look at me, they see...
A failure.
Right. Now that we've gone around the table, I'm going to ask you one question. When was your first brush with the paranormal?
So, probably about when I was 16, I was doing a tarot reading for one of my friends. It's kind of a joke. And during the reading, the lights had gone out. And while the lights were out, we started hearing, just all I can describe it as noises. They were not really, nothing could be identified. Half slitherings, half clickings. And we knew we were not alone in that room. We got up and we got out of there as fast as possible. But I swear I can still hear that noise occasionally when I'm alone in a dark room, when I'm walking down an alley. This is in my ears.
Where do you live?
I live upstairs above my shop,
Okay, where is your shop?
in downtown Richmond.
Okay. Jeremy,
Mhm.
what was your first brush with the paranormal?
I'm not 100% convinced it was the paranormal, but it was yesterday.
Okay.
My partner and I were chasing a suspect into an abandoned building and ran upstairs to the 3rd floor, came out of the stairwell, and saw myself, gun drawn, shooting the suspect. Immediately told the person shooting to drop the weapon, at which point they did, and it was almost like I blinked and they were no longer there. And when we got back to the station, there were 3 rounds missing from my gun.
To follow that.
Let me ask you this. You all are friends with someone named Adrian Garner. How did you meet Adrian?
So you have no backstory for this, Adrian?
He's...
Is he a nefarious character?
No, he's
upstanding.
He's proven himself trustworthy.
You had full reign. You could have made him be whatever you
Well,
wanted
I
him
mean,
to be.
it's, I'm not going to derail the story before it even starts. He's a local news reporter that has interviewed me a couple times.
Okay. Jeff,
Yes.
how has your character had their first brush with the paranormal?
It was 3 years ago when a student of mine turned in a report that they did. It was on time.
We just have to clarify.
He did a report on a place that he would like to visit, but this child wasn't very straight in the mind, and his report was on haunted places. And the place that he put at the bottom of his list is actually the house 3 doors down from where I live, actually. And it is an old rickety house that is condemned. They're getting ready to tear it down in the next couple of weeks. There's caution tape everywhere.
Department of Tenement Implosion.
Yes. But when he wrote this report, he apparently did a lot of research on this one site, and I found it very intriguing, and I stopped by because right down the street from mine.
Why not? I mean,
Why not?
if you're within walking distance.
Yeah. So I stopped by to check it out, and I couldn't quite explain it, but the lights would flicker and dim and come back on. But I knew there was no one home. I figured it was just a power surge. But what really chilled me, caused me to walk home right away, was the moaning scream I heard coming from the basement. I'm not sure if it was just someone playing a prank or not, but it was, I don't know, something about that night.
I'm sorry, Jeff. You just described the scene from The Burbs.
I know. I thought about that after I said something.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Did you go up and have dinner with them? They were actually rather nice people.
No, there hasn't been anyone in that house for a decade.
How do you know Adrian?
Adrian is an old colleague of mine before he turned reporter. He and I studied at the same college.
Cool.
We would meet on occasion for reports that we had to do in the same class.
I imagine you guys went to William and Mary. I mean, if you're going to go to a good college, you might as well go to the best in the area.
Yeah.
Ellie, what was your first experience with the paranormal?
6.5 years ago. I remember. I was 10 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night, parched. We were still living in my above my father's restaurant.
What kind of restaurant?
He had a pizza restaurant.
Okay.
His name was Vincenzo, so we named it Vincenzo's Pizzeria. I got up, and obviously I went to the kitchen to go get a glass of water. I poured my glass, I started drinking, started walking about because I felt myself starting to wake up. My whole apartment was just an open floor plan, didn't really have any doors, except for certain bedrooms. And I passed by the pantry, and I just remembered seeing out of the corner of my eye a dark figure. I stopped in place, turned my head, and saw eyes 1 inch from mine. I immediately screamed, backed up, and started running toward the corner of the kitchen. And I just remember closing my eyes and opening them, and there was my father.
It's terrifying.
I have many nightmares still. My father's gone now. Sort of helped with the nightmares, but it's just me and my mom now. And I'm currently taking care of her, so.
And how do you know Adrian?
Adrian, that's my mom's friend.
Okay.
Yeah. He comes over often. We have dinner with him a lot.
So now that we've gone through a little bit of our character creation process, which is a little more fleshed out than Cthulhu Dark calls for, but I always have fun with this. Why don't we go ahead and take a moment, step away, do a little fleshing out, and when we come back, we'll see who we have. All right, thank you so much. All right, now that we've done a little ruminating and discussion and...
What time of year is it?
It's autumn. What other time of year would it be? Because then it's more Halloween-y.
It's got that darker feel to the days anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fall, autumn, crazy.
Blowing wind and crinkling leaves and pumpkin spice.
Everywhere.
Ugg boots have started to fall from the sky.
Oh my god.
It's Han
Solo
Solo
season.
Anyway, autumn. Aaron, since you're sitting to my left and you're within striking range, I'm going to go ahead and call on you first.
So my name is Jason Dalton. I am 5'9". I have hair. It's about down to my shoulders.
Well, it's good to know you have hair.
I do. It's about down to my shoulders. It's all part of the character.
Okay.
It's going a little gray. Some gray streaks through it. But for the most part, it's pretty dark. Average build. I tend to dress in Wrangler jeans and flannel shirts and cowboy boots. I am not the typical person that you'd expect to see when you walk into my fortune teller shop.
No, you sound a little bit more down home than most fortune tellers present themselves as.
I'm also not the best fortune teller in the city, but that's good that's fine because I have friends.
All right, Jeremy, tell us a little bit about your character.
My character is Marsden Phoenix. He's a police officer. He's 25 years old, about 5'10", 170 pounds. He and his partner are actually recently suspended pending a investigation into the suspect that was shot, that they chased into an abandoned building. His partner, to me, has disclosed that he also saw himself shoot the suspect. And there were 6 rounds total in the suspect, 3 rounds from each gun. But both of us we did not shoot the suspect. So both of us have been suspended pending this investigation.
Okay. And what does your character look like?
5'10", 170. He's got a buzz cut. He's in good physical shape.
Okay. Jeffrey, tell us about your character.
My character's name is Darius Millson.
Darius Millson?
Yes.
The third?
Esquire.
No, just Darius Millson. 30, dark hair, some early gray hairs, a little bit of a husky build, likes to wear tweed jackets and slacks.
A little bit of a naughty dress, eh?
He's a history teacher.
Okay.
Loves everything about history, but he really appreciates local history because he can delve further into it. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you've written some fiction.
Yes, some historical fiction.
Now, have you got that published through like a small press or an actual publisher, or are you more doing like the whole self-publishing gig?
Not doing the self-publishing thing, but I have a couple of contacts who put me in connection with a small publishing company.
Very cool.
Going to have 1,000 copies printed.
Very cool. Ellie, tell us about your character.
My character is Bonn, Bolton. I'm 16, still going to school. I currently live at home with just my mom. During the weekends, I'm a pizza delivery boy, but during the week after school, I help Mr. Dalton at his shop. I'm his assistant. If you saw me, I just have short dark hair, bright green eyes, 5'8", medium build. I only wear black t-shirts and cargo shorts. I stuff my pockets full of food. When I get nervous or upset or angry, I just eat my food, and it's just right there. Maybe some pizza in the right pocket and some popcorn.
We have some of your tots.
Go get your own.
So, just out of curiosity, what's your favorite pizza topping as a character?
Barbecue chicken,
Okay.
green peppers,
Okay.
and sausage.
All
And
on
banana
one.
peppers. All on the same pizza.
With Skittles.
You know, often I don't question your culinary taste, Jeff, but that one makes me scratch my head.
It's a hard no.
All right. One thing I do want to point out is everybody has one of my infamous green dice sitting in front of them. This is your insight die. This die controls how sane you are.
Too same.
Yes. Well, no, you start off, everybody starts off at the number
yeah.
1.
I'm gonna die.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah, everybody starts out with 1.
Yeah, you start off at number 1, and that is your sanity. When you roll your other dice, if you get something that's higher than your insight die, then you have to up your insight die by 1.
Only if you roll your insight die.
If you get a roll higher than your insight, you're correct.
Okay.
I may not die after all.
I think the whole point is that we all will.
Mm-hmm. Well, it
fine.
states that.
Jordan,
Get ready to go.
States that.
Jordan states that.
if you survive this, then that's going to be a minor miracle.
Hey, everybody survived. Well, no, not.
No.
I was gonna say in Angel's Guard, but no, you
Oh.
killed Byram.
Yeah,
In Toad.
and Toad.
Well, I mean,
Toad was an NPC.
NPCs.
No one survived in Grin except Aaron's character.
Yeah.
No, who was the one that went nuts and went running off into the woods?
That was
No, my character went nuts and then you killed him.
Oh. That was my point. I was supposed to kill you all.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. Thanks for listening to this character building episode. We're going to dive right in with both feet and find out what horrors lurk behind the surface. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.